Dear Mr. Rick Riordan, I'm not even sure I pronounced your name right, but that's the way I always read it mentally in my head. Anyway, I just finished your first book series about Camp Half-Blood, which is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, or PJO as people call it for short, which makes me think of peanut butter and jelly and oranges. Anyway, I thought I would like to tell you how I felt while reading the series and what I thought about it and just all that good stuff. You authors like to hear that kind of stuff, correct? I mean, I'm a very young and experienced author and I love to hear that kind of stuff. Now, I know a lot of people probably laugh at me because I haven't read the Heroes of Olympus story, or series, and so they can all be like, she doesn't know this happened, but the point is I have finished a series, finally. You know, the year Blood of Olympus came out, but, I mean, it's still sooner than I read the Harry Potter series. I mean, the last movie came out a few years ago, I still haven't read the books. But, on a serious note, overall, I just want to say I really enjoyed the series. Reading the first few books, I thought it was okay. When I got to the fourth one, I really got into it. It's not that I didn't like the first three ones. I really loved The Lightning Thief. I thought it really engaged me. The Sea of Monsters was pretty good too, and I kind of cried with joy at the end with Percy's half-brother, because you can kind of absently become connected to the character, and then just tears happen, the life of fandoms. I'm sure you've been around tons of fans and you understand their emotional problems and mental problems, and probably a lot greater problems than physical problems. I mean, if I could not have a limb but be totally and just completely sane, I really wouldn't mind that. Besides, Bethany Hamilton doesn't have an arm and she's pretty cool, right? I keep getting off topic, so let me stick with what I was going to talk about. First off, character Percy Jackson. You know many girls are very in love with this character, including myself. There was a few times where I was like, I wouldn't mind marrying him, but of course he is ANNABETH, and that Kiss at the Bottom of the Lake was pretty cute and all. And though I must admit, their relationship was kind of interesting to me. Sometimes I felt it was going too fast. Sometimes I felt it was going too slow. Sometimes I felt like it was perfect. And maybe it really was perfect when I really think and process about it. I really love both the characters. As I said, I love Percy Jackson, and ANNABETH was a really great character. She's strong and brave and intellectual and just, who wouldn't want to be her? And the fact that they are all sons and daughters of gods is, something I never really chosen to read about before. I wasn't really into the mythological type. Kind of into the fantasy type, but not that much. I am a Christian, and I believe firmly in my beliefs, but I think this book was just a fun thing to read and experience. I felt like I was in the world a lot. Like, the way you wrote it was so engaging, and I really loved the writing style. You really felt like Percy was an actual person, and you could understand what he was going through, and he had personality and feelings and all that great stuff. And even though you didn't really have that perspective from the other characters, you could understand what they were thinking and feeling as well, which can be kind of difficult, especially from the view of first person, because if you're doing third person, obviously, then you could just write everything. I think you did very well, though I guess annoyingly well, of how girls like to react when they are jealous. World War III. Except, we didn't quite get there yet, but I'm pretty sure we were pretty close. I liked Rachel. I trusted her. She got kind of weird in The Lost Olympian, but in the Battle of the Labyrinth, I was totally like, yeah, she's a cool character. I mean, I don't necessarily ship her and Percy, but they seem like they can make good friends, good partners. She can be part of the group. Turning her into the Oracle was definitely a plot twist I didn't see coming. However, I did see a couple other plot twists coming, probably just because I'm older and the books might be made kind of for younger kids, though I know adults read them too. But I know they are in the juvenile section of the library, so I guess, it's supposed to be maybe a younger type of writing or something. I'm not really sure what you intended when you wrote these books. I saw coming that Luke was a traitor in the first one. I had a feeling Selena was the traitor in the last one, so maybe I'm just good at spotting who the traitors are. I mean, I don't know. Thinking about Luke, I was generally sad when he died, even though you mostly pretty much just saw the bad side of him. You felt something when he redeemed himself. And it was a sad feeling, knowing he couldn't live any longer. That seems to always happen, doesn't it? Where you redeem yourself and then you die. Well, it's better than not redeeming yourself and then dying. Oh, and Kronos, you made him such perfectly a villain that I always wanted him to be destroyed. And that's the best thing. You want the villain to be destroyed, unless they're kind of an in-between villain hero like Luke, and then, you might not want them to be destroyed. I honestly never even cared about Luke through books 2 and 4. I thought it was annoying how Annabeth was just like, oh, but he's Luke, he was but then, suddenly 5th book, and you're just like, wait, he can redeem himself. There's more to learn about him. And it was such a smart choice, and I applaud you so well. I got the books from the library, but I definitely went to buy them. I asked for one of them for Christmas, and just applaud you, Rick Riordan. Very well. Oh yeah, can I call you Uncle Rick? One of my friends who actually made me read the series, he literally begged me and forced me to read it, because Blood of Olympus was coming out, and I don't know, he's just like, read it before it comes out, which obviously didn't work out. But he said that y'all call him Uncle Rick. I hope he wasn't joking, because this is going on the internet, and I pretty much think of you by that now, since I obviously can't pronounce your last name. And so, perhaps you shall read this letter one day, and if not, the rest of the world can. And, well, it's all that matters that someone hears it, right? So, I guess I have to move on to the Lost Hero now. Another journey begins. One about that prophecy of the last Olympian. Well, obviously, I'm guessing it happens. I'll pretend I don't know that now, just to humor you all. Good day, and have a great life and write more amazing books, Uncle Rick. And the rest